Is Galaxy of Heroes dying? Are you noticing people on your ally list aren't showing up as much, or people in your guild leaving, or people in your shards leaving? This is something that I'm kind of curious about myself. Now, I will say there's a few things I've noticed lately that make me concerned that the game is dying. And I know you've seen videos like mine in the past, basically talking about quit Star Wars or don't quit Star Wars or the hype is back and blah, 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 blah. Okay, basically just however I felt about the day I wanted to put out a video about. But today, I want to actually take a second and think about it. Is Star Wars of Galaxy of Heroes dying? And the reason I want to ask this question to the community and to the lovely viewers that are viewing is because you're going to notice first and foremost a lot of changes with content creators. If you're somebody who's a YouTube viewer, and you watch maybe me, Arnold, Mobile Gamer, Urzatron, you know, Cubs Fan Han, you watch all these other people, right? And you're going to notice them starting to pick up other games. Now, people like Cubs Fan Han have been playing Star Wars Battlefront 2. Urzatron is still doing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but I've seen him doing some Battlefront. You know, he's mixing it up. And then we got people like Mobile Gamer, and Mobile Gamer is, you know, doing a lot of Mobile Strike Force stuff lately. And you kind of notice that people are eking their way out of the game, and you might be wondering why. And I kind of want to break that down today. For why the content creators are leaving the game anyway, a large part of that is CG. The way they interact with YouTubers are horrible. They basically don't understand the YouTube dynamic. I have tried to be somewhat quiet on the topic because I didn't really want to breach any privacy. I had contact with one person in particular, which will stay nameless. And, we've had some conversations, and I was told that 24/7 I have this person's ear and asked me to write a schedule for June, and basically just wasted my fucking time. So thank you for that, because I tried contacting the guy with comments and other things, would not respond. I sent him the June schedule, did not respond months later, and they basically just dicked me around and wasted my time and ended up being more or less useless. And the only time they're talking to you is when they want something from you. So it's like I made this territory war whatever glitch video, instantly got contacted, right? And got told, oh, we don't want you showing off exploits and all this shit. But if it's anything you actually want to do, like I months and months and months ago, right when Droidica came out, I said, the only thing I want is to talk to somebody about the sound and art design of Droidica. That's it. Okay, 5 minutes to ask some basic questions. I'm not going to do any gotcha media. I don't care about creating the drama. I just want to talk about Droidic because honestly, there's a lot of really good art, sound, design in the game that there's plenty to talk about. They just won't let people talk about it because they won't talk to you. Okay, so they won't help you at all, which is part of the reason the game changers are leaving. Okay, I was never a game changer, and to be honest, I did apply for the EA Game Changer program, but I would never have joined now knowing what I know because their interactions are horrible. So I'm sure that's part of it when it comes to the content creation side of things. Now, if you're an avid Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes player, you will know that the game basically peaked in March 2018. That's when they made their most revenue in 1 month. So financially it peaked, but it also peaked content-wise because we got a new raid. New raids tend to be everyone's favorite piece of content. I mean, my favorite piece of content that currently came out is probably like the Accolade Battle, even though I don't get to participate in it just from looking at it because it is sort of like a raid, and I like the territory battles aspect because, it's PvE. That being said, we are getting good pieces of new content. I've been very positive on my channel before about the latest updates, saying that I think Grand Arena Championship is being rolled out fine. I think the Geonosian Territory Battle is being rolled out fine. I don't even mind the Grand Championship airs that happened in the first one because it was an exhibition match, and I give them some credit is what I'm saying. I give them some leeway. This video is not me hating on CG. Honestly, it's more about how the game is doing and not so much like, is CG ruining the game? Because to be honest, my ranting earlier, that's all just talking about content creators directly to them. That line of communication is horrible, okay? That has nothing to do with you guys, though. When it comes to like you guys playing the game, it's not really relevant. But that will explain to you part of the reason the content creators are leaving. There was a really good Reddit post that basically breaks down how developers of this game, producers of this game, work it. You start the game, you advertise a lot, you get a huge audience base, you get as many as you can, and then you slowly identify your wells and get that target audience focused, and then you basically whittle down the other players and you increase the monetization slowly and slowly until you have eliminated all the dolphins and free the players. And it's not because they don't want their money, it's because they're figuring out how much money they can get from the wells. And then after that, you're essentially milking the wells and increasingly increased monetization, because wells are always going to spend. Wells are always going to play your game because they're pot committed. They got that sunk cost fallacy and all that. And wells are always going to compete against another wells. So if you increase things like Gear 13 and add just another goalpost, everyone has to get it. I mean, I had to do it. I paid the $125. I guess I didn't have to do it, but I paid the $125. I got the Gear 13 of my arena characters, and now I can compete with the other wells. Okay, so I am their target audience. I mean, this can be seen time and time again with things like Gear 13 with the big packs that came out, all the whales bought, like myself. Even the fact that when you're now buying shards, I mean, look, you have to buy the more expensive shards. They're catering to people that spend larger amounts of money instead of catering to the people that spend the smaller amounts of money. If they wanted to make a ton of money off the free-to-play people, they would be selling 5 shards at a time for, a tenth of this price or whatever, and all the free-to-play would pick it up because it's such a good deal and blah, blah, blah. They don't care. Okay, that's not what they're going for. What they're actually going for is mass amounts of money from the small amount of player base, which is the whales. Anybody else who's complaining, all of that, you guys say, if you're not someone who's spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on this game, your opinion means nothing at all. Okay, zero. I mean, look, if you're a cheaper dolphin or something, you can't even buy the $10 pack anymore. They're trying to upgrade the dolphins to the whales because they're in the milking part of the game. They're in the later stages of the game. We have, a year? 2 years until basically everyone's out of the game. That's not like the hardcore whale fans. They're going to stay with the game no matter what. And that is why they're transferring people to that. So if you look at it, you got stuff like $29 deals, which good deal, right? Okay. So they're getting people who would only spend smaller amounts of money to buy these more expensive marquee packs. Instead of offering the $10 ones, which people like the $10 ones. I actually bought a good amount of the $10 marquee packs. I don't buy marquee packs anymore. I'm probably going to end up buying this one because I'm doing the Geo Bug Fund for the streams, So they're trying to get people to go from dolphin to whale status as much as they can with the Gear 13 and the new content, blah, 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 blah. And then the last 6 months or year is just going to be hardcore milking of the whales. And to be honest, I'm just about getting sick of it. The problem with this game is that they really put it in a way that you have to be competitive with people, okay? They force your spending. I've been playing other mobile games, and they don't have like this shard system where you're directly competing with other PvP people on your shard, and because it's people in your same timeline, you have to keep up to date with them. There's like a pressure, right? And the Geonosian TB came out, so if you want the new stuff, there's like a pressure to do better. And there's actually a falling behind mechanic where everyone in the house in your shard that you're directly competitive with, and Grand Arena Championships now, because that's a thing, and if you want to get in a better guild and be competitive in territory wars, etc., everyone else in the game is getting better. And so you constantly have this anxiety, this PTSD, that I gotta stay where I am. Just staying where you are in this game is expensive. And if you want to get better than your current position, it's really expensive. And so I think ends up happening, at least for players like me, okay, or, people who want to be good, but they get tired. I mean, honestly, I just get tired, man. It's like, I love the game. I still love the game. I mean, I see comments being like, oh, you do raid videos and blah, blah, you still play. Yes, I still love the game, but I'm having a hard time playing it. Because after so long, it just feels like a constant grind. I mean, it feels like you get no pressure off, okay? And it feels like you always have to keep up. I mean, I'm always changing a meta, okay? Always adding a new character. I mean, we had Jedi Knight Revan lasted for probably the longest I can remember, right? And then it was Darth Revan. And if you had Darth Revan, you needed Malak. And then once Malak came out, you had the, 7-star. And by the time 7-star came around, you had the Gear 13, everybody. And that's just to keep your daily crystals up, okay? And the only way you could have done that without putting tons of money is by hoarding insane amounts of gear and currency, which still wouldn't have helped you because the new gear pieces you either have to purchase with just $100 or you have to farm them with yellow energy, which you can't really well out on to a certain point. I mean, you can do 50s, 100s, 200s, and then you can do 400s if you want, but you're really just throwing away money at that point. So I think really what ends up happening is the average casual type of player gets tired of these type of things, and eventually just slowly they play less, and then they do squad arena every other day, and then it's every third day, and eventually they just stop logging on. I think that's basically what happens, but it doesn't matter because that's not producers do not care. Okay, if you're the type of person that's going to quit because the grinding is getting difficult, the timing's getting difficult, how much you have to do is getting difficult, or just the constant pressure is too much for you, it doesn't matter. The game's not going to die because you're not the type of person that is keeping the game alive. The type of person keeping the game alive is the type of person that does not have these struggles we're talking about. It's the type of person that uses money for everything. It's the well, and that is the person who keeps the game alive, who keeps the producers continuing to make content, who gives us more things to purchase. And, as a well, the only reason I'd be welling right now is honestly because I'm making content on it. If I was not going to make a video about Gear 13, I just don't even care. I mean, to be honest, I just don't even care about having Gear 13. I can have it, I cannot have it. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't know why I feel like it doesn't matter to me. It's the first time in Star Wars there's something that's like a pretty big deal that I just like, I don't care. I'd rather have Geo Brood than Gear 13 characters I had already maxed out. And then that's just how I feel personally. So the TLDR for this video, because this kind of went off the rails on a rant, is basically the game is not going to die. Okay? It's dying for the average player. The average player is less and less, and it's becoming more difficult, and those people are leaving. The player base is shrinking. The content creators are leaving, but the game will stay alive as long as the whales are in the game for the reasons that we've already mentioned. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment and let me know what you think, because I would really be curious to get other opinions, because this is just one man's opinion, one whale's opinion, and I would love to have some other opinions as well. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest rants and garbage. And I love y'all, and I hope you have a good day.